So you mentioned something there that I want to touch on real quick, because you said when I lived in Russia, because you're currently not. So where are you living these days?
I'm living in Spain currently. That's where my family has been living long before I also moved here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Now, in Spain, like in your area, is there independent wrestling, a major wrestling promotion?
The short answer would be no. Because my area is not like a huge metropolitan city. We're in Palma, and that's like not a big city at all. But there is a somewhat large promotion in Madrid, the Triple W, and that's where the winner of the NXT UK International Cup comes from. A-Kid. And they also do some indie shows here and there. There's going to be a show in Barcelona in October, if I'm not mistaken, but it's very sparse. Like, it's not a situated wrestling scene.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of NXT, with the recent announcement, NXT UK, the canceled tapings and the possibility of it being changed to NXT Europe as opposed to just NXT UK. With you being local there now, what are your thoughts on the idea of it not being so centralized to NXT UK and instead being more spread out to NXT Europe and being more spread to the entire area?
Yeah, a lot of people are negative about it because they feel like Triple H is trying to like drain the local scenes and ruin European wrestling. But from within, like from inside of it, there's literally only a somewhat structured, consistent scene in the UK and in Germany. Like, I wouldn't really say that there's like a scene anywhere else. Like, I wouldn't say there's a Spanish wrestling scene. Like, there's one promotion that's like pulling its weight, and then there's like some sporadic indie shows here and there. And in this regard, I almost feel like it might even create a space for wrestling to exist where it doesn't now, because I'm part Romanian, right? And I go there sometimes, for obvious reasons. But one of the times that I went, I actually made like a mini documentary about wrestling in Romania, because it's insane how young of an industry it is. Like, I couldn't even say industry, how young of a scene it is, because there's one promotion, there's one wrestling school in the entire country, and there's a cumulative number of like maybe 30 wrestlers in the entirety of the country. And the guy who started it is actually British. And he used to train with Killian Dane and Nikki Cross, and he moved to Romania, and he literally drove a wrestling ring to Romania. And he set up the school, and he's literally like the founding father of wrestling in the entire country. So it was really fun to get to talk to him and interview him for the channel. And I also talked to an aspiring wrestler as well. And not to, reveal too much of the backstage stuff in terms of my intention versus what actually the video turned out to be. But so my idea, according to the script, was to finish the video with the like little interview segment with the wrestler, where I would ask him of his like wildest wrestling dreams, and we would end on this like super inspiring note that like, oh, this is growing, and like this is what this person aspires to be, and like it's so cool and wonderful. What ended up happening wasn't that. We ended up on a very sad note. Like, I had to even like put sad music over it, make it black and white. It was depressing as all hell. Because I asked him what his dreams were, and I accentuated, like I tried to like lead him into it, and I was like whatever it is, like maybe you want to main event WrestleMania, maybe you want to, I don't know, wrestle Randy Orton, whatever, something. And he just kept saying, he was sitting there and going like, no, I know that I'm never going to succeed. I know that I'm never going to get signed with a large company. I know that this is all like just for my like personal, development, but it's not going to lead to anything. So having seen that and having talked to people who are like that, like, hell yeah, by all means, bring a wrestling platform to Europe. Like, that's a great thing to do.
My first thought was how many, like, I saw you would interview Starbuck from Finland, and there's so many talented people in Finland, boys and girls, that
I also interviewed Bjorn Sam, he's from Sweden, right?
Yeah, Sweden.
Yeah. Bjorn Sam and Ruslan. Yeah.
Those Nordic countries that there's so much talent on, but they're removed from the UK and they don't have the access to really be platformed. And so I think this could be potentially a huge thing for the surrounding areas outside of the UK. I'm excited for and for them.
Literally, I've interviewed wrestlers from, I think, 11 or 12 countries. I've interviewed wrestlers from, as you said, Finland, Sweden, Hungary, all across Europe. And a lot of the times, they just don't have the access to proper platforms, because there was this one wrestler from Hungary who, because he, like, you know how it is with America, he, like, accidentally breached a work visa, and he was banned from the country for 10 years.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And when that happened, he was already, like, in his 30s. Like, that's a death sentence if you were going to wrestle in America. Like, you're done. And it's sad that there's not much, there's not much else to do. There's not many other places to go. So I feel like it's a great incentive to create this, like, opportunity, because a lot of people just know in their heart of hearts that they just don't have access to them. And it would be great if they did.
Yeah.
Agreed.